A long-standing feud between rap artist Drake and Kendrick Lamar is once again heating up after the release of diss tracks back to back.
You might notice something surprising when you look at Drake and his son Adonis. They hardly share the same features, and some fans wonder why that is the case. The story behind their looks is more than just genetics. It's about family, identity, and the unexpected twists life can take. Why does Drake's son Adonis not look like him? Is there more to the story than the public knows? Let's find out. The birth of Adonis. Drake, the God's Plan rapper, became a literal dad some years ago. He used his 2017 album Scorpion to confirm that he had secretly fathered a child with model Sophie Brousseau after a brief romance. The Canadian star was spotted having dinner with Sophie only once in 2017 while on a trip to Amsterdam. Surprisingly, they never had a love affair. It was just a one-night stand. Sophie Brousseau is a retired adult film star. She was born and raised in France and now paints full-time. Her works have been exhibited in New York, Milan, and London. She is also a space enthusiast and an activist. On the track, Drake explained how Sophie got pregnant after sleeping together several times. Adonis was born in the fall of 2017. It took nearly a year for Drake to reference his new son. The Canadian singer and French artist decided to keep their parenthood a secret. They wanted to protect their child from the media, and Drake wasn't sure it was his son because Sophie was one of many women claiming he got them pregnant, which was why Drake asked her for a paternity test. Was this necessary? How did it all turn out? Is Adonis truly Drake's son? Why doesn't the little boy have his father's looks? Before we answer these questions, let's know a little about Drake's life. Drake's early life and education. Aubrey Drake Graham was born in Toronto, Ontario, on the 24th of October, 1986. His father, Dennis Graham, is an African-American drummer from Memphis, Tennessee, who once performed with musician Jerry Lee Lewis. His mother, Sandra Sandy Graham, is a Canadian Ashkenazi Jew who worked as an English teacher and florist. Graham performed at Club Blue Note in Toronto, where he met Sandra, who was in attendance. Drake is a dual citizen of the United States and Canada. He attended a Jewish day school in his youth and became a bar mitzvah. Unfortunately, his parents divorced when he was 5 years old. After the divorce, he and his mother remained in Toronto. His father returned to Memphis, where he was incarcerated for several years on related charges. Graham's limited finances and legal issues caused him to remain in the United States until Drake's early adulthood. Before his arrest, Graham would travel to Toronto and bring Drake to Memphis every summer. Graham claimed in an interview that Drake's assertions of him being an absent father were embellishments used to sell music, which Drake vehemently denies. Drake was raised in two neighborhoods. He lived on Weston Road in Toronto's working-class West End until grade 6. He attended Weston Memorial Junior Public School until grade 4, playing minor hockey with the Weston Red Wings. Drake was a promising right-winger, reaching the Upper Canada College hockey camp, but left at the behest of his mother, following a vicious cross-check to his neck during a game by an opposing player. He moved to one of the city's affluent neighborhoods, Forest Hill, in 2000. When asked about the move, Drake replied, "We had half a house we could live in. The other people had the top half, and we had the bottom half. I lived in the basement. My mom lived on the first floor. It was not big. It was not luxurious. It was what we could afford." At age 10, he appeared in a comedic sketch that aired during the 1997 NHL Awards, featuring a riff of Martin Brodeur and Ron Hextall and their record as being the only goalies to have scored multiple goals. He attended Forest Hill Collegiate Institute for high school and attended Vaughan Road Academy in Toronto's multicultural Oakwood Vaughan neighborhood. Drake described Vaughan Road Academy as not by any means the easiest school to go to. During his teenage years, he worked at a now-closed Toronto furniture factory owned by his maternal grandfather, Reuben Scher. Drake said he was bullied at school for his racial and religious background, and upon determining that his class schedule was detrimental to his burgeoning acting career, he dropped out of school. Drake received his high school diploma in October 2012. Aside from his actual relationship and rumored romances, he has also had several high-profile flings and rumored relationships. Drake wasn't kidding when he called himself a certified lover boy. The Canadian-born rapper was in a long-time on-again, off-again relationship with Rihanna and rumored romances with A-list celebrities like Hailey Bieber, Julia Fox, Kylie Jenner, and Jennifer Lopez. In a November 2012 deep-fake interview with Howard Stern posted to Drake's Instagram, Drake said he dates 4 or 5 women at a time. "I get in this habit of dating like 4 or 5 women to make one woman because I like these 2 things about each girl, and then I like what this girl does for a living," he said, adding that he's sure he could get married someday. "Hopefully it's not too late," he said. "Hopefully I'll find somebody. The biggest thing is, I need to be inspired." Drake made headlines in December 2022 when he created a necklace with 42 engagement ring diamonds, dedicated to all the times he was inspired to propose but never quite got there. Drake once dated SZA, the Kill Bill singer, and in October 2021, he name-dropped SZA in his song Mr. Right Now, claiming that he and SZA were previously an item. SZA later confirmed that she and Drake had dated, but clarified that the rapper's timeline was slightly off. So it was actually 2009, LOL. "In this case, a year of poetic rap license mattered, LOL," she tweeted. "Anybody who really knows me and was around during this time can confirm, it's all love, all peace." SZA discussed her past with Drake during a December 2022 interview with Odyssey. "We're cool, we've always been cool, it's never been weird," she said. "Anytime he's ever mentioned me, it's always been positive. He never said anything negative about me, and I'm grateful for that. I think highly of him. I'm an artist now, I wasn't then, and he's King Drake." While talking to Rolling Stone in October 2023, SZA shared that what she and Drake had wasn't hot and heavy. Instead, she called it youth vibes and childish. Drake also dated Erika Lee between early 2010 and mid-2011. Her voice is featured on his 2011 hit, Marvin's Room. Lee sued Drake over the track in 2012, according to The Hollywood Reporter, alleging that they had a romantic and a business partnership, that he was withholding co-writer royalties from her from the song, and that they had an acrimonious split after the track's release. She was credited as a vocalist on the song as Siren Lyric Muse, which Drake's legal team said was her only request. Lee claimed that Drake offered her 2% of publishing royalties, then upped it to 4% to 5% and a $50,000 one-time payment, and that he threatened her over the phone when she got a lawyer involved. Drake denied all the allegations. TMZ reported that the exes settled out of court in February 2013. Details of whatever agreement they reached weren't made public. He later addressed the relationship in his song, Redemption. Drake thirst tweeted his way into a date with Kat Dennings. He later told Ellen DeGeneres, "I always had a huge crush on Kat Dennings, and she was kind enough one night to oblige me, and we went out for dinner." Dennings also later recalled their date to Chelsea Handler. "We had sushi. We were followed by a black SUV with his security," she described. "The amount of security was overwhelming." Another rumored relationship Drake had was with Tyra Banks. Drake and Tyra Banks went on a single date to Disneyland in 2012. He revealed on the Ellen DeGeneres show the following year. When DeGeneres showed him a slideshow of women, he confirmed that he and Banks were friends and went out together once. "I went on a date with her once," he told the host. "We went to Disneyland in disguise, which was fun. I don't know if it was a date. It was a get-together. We're close as well." Banks appeared on the Steve Harvey Show that October and called out Drake in a playful rap. Still, the pair are good pals, with Banks co-starring in Drake's Child's Play music video in 2016. Drake's most high-profile and long-term romance was with Rihanna, with whom he was in an on-again, off-again relationship for nearly 10 years. They met in 2005 when he was an extra in her Pon de Replay music video. They were first linked romantically in 2009 when they were spotted on a date at the Lucky Strike bowling alley in New York City. He later referenced the evening on his 2010 track Fireworks. However, in a radio interview, Rihanna quickly struck down romance rumors, insisting they were just friends. In 2010, Drake said in an interview that Rihanna treated him as a pawn, lamenting to the New York Times, "You know what she was doing to me? She was doing exactly what I've done to many women throughout my life. Show them quality time, then disappear. I was like, wow, This feels terrible." Later that year, however, they were amicable enough to collaborate on her hit What's My Name and performed together at the 2011 Grammys. It seemed like whatever spark they'd had may have fizzled. However, by September 2013, when Drake spoke about their relationship in the past tense during an interview on The Ellen DeGeneres Show, Jennifer Lopez and Drake sparked dating rumors in December 2016 when they worked together on a collaboration and posted the same caption-free snap of themselves cuddling on Instagram. They seem to like and respect each other, but it's early, an insider told People. Where it goes, we shall see. Friends of them hope it becomes something, but it's too early to say more. About a week later, a source told People, Jen loves the attention, and she seems very happy to spend time with him. Drake is very charming. He treats Jen with lots of respect. She seems very smitten. They celebrated New Year's Eve together, and Jennifer Lopez rocked a $100,000 Tiffany necklace that Drake gifted her. They dated throughout January, with Drake even meeting Lopez's children Max and Emmy, but fizzled by February. It was never very serious. They liked one another and had fun together, a source said. It was and is fun when they see each other. They love hanging out and making music together. Jennifer greatly respects him and his talent. He also does for her. However, that wasn't all with Drake's relationships. He may have had a fling with Kylie Jenner in 2019 during one of her off-again periods with Travis Scott, with whom she shares daughter Stormi and son Error. A source told People in November 2019 that Jenner and Drake took their once platonic relationship to romance, explaining, "He and Kylie have been spending time together recently. They've been friends for a long time, and Drake is very close to the family." While some insiders said the pair were dating casually, others said they weren't dating at all. A source later told People, "She has been hanging out with Drake, mostly together with other friends as well. She has known Drake for a while. They are not in a relationship. It mostly seems like they have chemistry, flirt, and hang out. Nothing too complicated." In 2021, Drake started another relationship with Johanna Leia. Johanna is the mother of young basketball phenom Amari Bailey. For several months, her romance with Drake went public in July of that year. At the time, Drake was a mentor to Bailey, who was set to begin playing basketball for UCLA in 2022. He treated Leia to a private dinner at an otherwise empty Dodger Stadium after he made a donation to the Los Angeles Dodgers Foundation, as American Broadcasting Corporation 7 reported. Their relationship appeared to have ended, as Leia said she was single and mingling in an interview in March of the following year. Although Drake and Sophie Brousseau, a French painter and former model, were not together for long, they are forever linked through their son, Adonis. As it stands, Adonis is Drake's only child and was born on the 11th of October 2017. It was speculated that Drake doubted being the father of Sophie's son, Adonis. Even after the child was born, Drake didn't acknowledge him as his son until a paternity test was conducted. What do you think was the result of the paternity test? Why do people say the child doesn't look like Drake? Keep watching for answers to your questions. The real reason Drake kept his son a secret for so long. Like the proud papa that he is, Drake showed off his son, Adonis Graham, at the Billboard Music Awards in May. Adonis accompanied his iconic father as he accepted an award on the Los Angeles Microsoft Theater stage in 2021. The Know Yourself singer looked dapper in a white suit and black tie, while his son sported cornrows and a red plaid shirt. Drake handed Adonis his Artist of the Decade award and told the world, "For once, I'm sure we did something right." He thanked his beautiful family as his son clung to his leg. Of course, little Adonis stole the show when the moment became too much for him, and he began to cry. Drake scooped up his son and protectively carried him off the stage. Those following Drake know he's tried to keep his son out of the spotlight. Here are 2 reasons why the star may have protected Adonis since birth. In 2017, TMZ initially reported that French-born former adult film star Sophie Brousseau claimed that she was pregnant with Drake's baby. The Canadian rapper allegedly denied that the baby was his, and, according to the outlet, wanted her to get rid of the pregnancy, as he texted her, per the outlet. At the time, Drake's people claimed, "This woman has a very questionable background." Yet, he would do the right thing by the child. It seems as if Drake wanted receipts. On the Rap Radar podcast, he revealed that the initial DNA tests were a mess. The results showed that he was Donnie's dad, but the test was damaged in transit, which was not conclusive proof. The second batch proved that Drake was Donnie's dad. I was in a really weird pending situation where I didn't want to go tell the world that that was my son, and he wasn't, he said via Lad Bible. A year after Donnie's birth, Drake spoke to LeBron James and Maverick Carter on James's talk show, The Shop, about fatherhood and his relationship with Brousseau as a co-parent. Drizzy explained, "I want to be able to explain what happened to my son, but I don't want him to not to love his mother." He added via USA Today, "I want my son to love his mother, and I have to project that energy." Pusha T confirmed the news of Drake's paternity in 2018, per Vox. He rapped about Drake's son and taunted Drake in The Story of Adonis with the lyrics, "You are hiding a child and let that boy come home. Adonis is your son." It took a while for Drake to respond to Pusha T's allegations, but on Emotionless, he raps, "I wasn't hiding my kid from the world, and I was hiding the world from my kid. Breaking news in my life, I don't run to the blogs, and the only ones I want to tell are the ones I can call." Drake had been, as he insisted, protecting Donnie from the spotlight by keeping the news of his birth quiet. As a man who lives in the public eye, he wanted to shield his son from the media. Ironically, he failed and created a frenzy when Pusha T broke the story. But today, he and Adonis are tighter than ever. Drake is embracing his role as a father, and we guess what's important is living in the now. Drake shared the first photos of his son Adonis in March 2020 on Instagram alongside a caption about missing his family while social distancing. The revelation shocked fans who wondered why Drake didn't share the life-changing news sooner. And now, fans are finally seeing photos of him and his son. Though the post itself was bittersweet, fans immediately started commenting on how adorable Adonis was. Even if he doesn't look that much like the rapper, the toddler has fair skin, blonde hair, and blue eyes, looking worlds away from Drake and the child's mother, Sophie Brousseau, who has brown hair and brown eyes. Immediately after posting, Drake trended on Twitter as fans started to gawk over his son, with many fans pointing out that he doesn't look much like the artist. One Twitter user wrote, "Drake's son is adorable, but doesn't even look like him." A second remarked, "Drake's son doesn't look like Drake or his mama." However, a third pointed out that Adonis looks like his grandmother, writing, "Drake and son Adonis. Drake and his mom. Yep, that's his." Drake's ex, Sophie Brousseau, addressed the controversies surrounding the toddler's blonde hair paternity. She then shared hilarious pictures of herself and Drake with photoshopped blonde hair, addressing the fact that he has a full head of blonde hair when his parents both have dark hair. She wrote, "I thank God daily for blessing me with such a beautiful family and amazing friends. I wish that much on everyone. Keep safe and positive, sending many positive vibes to the world. P.S. All this time you thought Champagne Poppy was dark-haired, but Adonis's parents are blonde." Drake was so baffled by Adonis's looks that he demanded 2 DNA tests to see if he was the child's real father. Speaking to Rap Radar in an epic 2-hour interview, Drizzy said, "To be honest with you, I did a DNA test for my son, and it came back to us, and it said the DNA test got ruined in transit, and they couldn't be 100% sure that that was my son or not." He added, "So, I was in a really weird pending situation where I didn't want to go tell the world that was my son, and if you see my son, you'd understand why," he said, hinting at their dissimilar looks. "He's just a stunning child with the brightest blue eyes, and at the time, I was just like, I don't know." However, seeing photos of him now, fans pointed out where exactly Adonis gets his looks from, bearing a very striking resemblance to Drake's mom, Sandy Graham, with them sharing the same facial structure, blonde hair, and blue eyes. Sandy has naturally blonde curly hair and a fair complexion, like her grandson. And it seems the resemblance between the two hasn't gone unnoticed. Genetics work in mysterious ways. Sometimes genes can skip a generation. This happens rarely, but it is possible that Drake's son doesn't look like his parents. He looks like his grandmother. Since the controversy over his son's birth, Drake has been committed to fatherhood, though he hasn't shared many photos of his little boy until now. Drake posted a slideshow with pictures of his son and a family portrait of himself with Adonis and his son's mother, Sophie Brousseau. He captioned the post with a lengthy philosophical note about focusing on happiness and positive energy amid these times of fear. "What is most important for you right now is to connect to your inner light," he wrote. "Connect to the people and things that bring you much joy. When the mind starts to move into overthinking or fear, shift your attention immediately to something bright." In Drake's first full picture of his son, he praised him for his big heart in light of the coronavirus pandemic. Everything comes down to intention. And even though there are conflicting energies circling us, you must know it will rebuild. But for that to happen, you have to do exactly that. Trust. You have the biggest heart, and that is your greatest gift, he wrote. He concluded his post on a sweet note, expressing how excited he was to see his son again once all this was over. It's impossible to always control your surroundings, but when you shift the focus to how you want to feel, everything will conspire to assist you. I love and miss my beautiful family and friends, and I can't wait for the joyful day when we can reunite, he said. Until then, please keep your lights on. Before this, the couple had decided to keep their son out of the limelight for 2 years, but they've decided that he's now old enough and cute enough to be introduced to the rest of the world. Adonis now lives in France with his mother Sophie, but Drake is believed to make efforts to spend time with the toddler regularly. He hosted a lavish party at his mansion to celebrate Adonis's second birthday in October 2020. As he focuses on fatherhood and his unstoppable music career, Drake isn't prioritizing looking for love right now. "I love my space, work, and routine," he explained. "And for me to break that for somebody, it would just have to be a special person that fits into that puzzle and supports what I'm doing. It would have to be somebody I get along with so much that when we're separate, I feel like I can't function properly without their presence," he said. Despite confirmation about Adonis being Drake's son and only child, recent speculations suggest otherwise. There have been rumors that Drake has a secret daughter whom people know nothing about. How true are these rumors? Rumors about Drake's alleged daughter. The rumors about Drake having a secret daughter started when Kendrick Lamar mentioned it in his diss track Meet the Grahams, released in May 2024. In the song, Kendrick claimed that Drake has an 11-year-old daughter that he has kept hidden from the public. This sparked speculation and memes on social media platforms like Twitter, Reddit, and TikTok. Drake responded to the allegations on his Instagram story, humorously asking if someone could find his hidden daughter and send her to him. He also released a response diss track called The Heart Part 6, claiming that he planted fake information about having a daughter to trick Kendrick's team. Despite Drake's denial, some fans and internet users continued to believe the rumors, citing past instances where Drake had been accused of hiding information. Whether Drake has a secret daughter remains unresolved, with opinions divided among his fans and the general public. Despite the rumors, there's no evidence to prove the speculations are true. Until Drake officially confirms these, the claims will remain rumors. What are your thoughts about these? Do you think Drake did the right thing by requesting a paternity test for Adonis? How possible is it that Drake has other children aside from Adonis? Feel free to leave your opinions in the comment section, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. You can also explore the other videos on your screen.